What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. We have some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero news, content, and updates for you guys here today, and we finally are getting more and more updates on what we are going to expect for the upcoming patch for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and this is absolutely amazing. This game has needed some massive fixing for a very long time. These patches are set to release of December of 2024, so it should be coming in a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of days or so. Again, these aren't the full patch notes, but we're going to review here everything that we have here so far. So first things first, shout out to Dr. Love. He does actually give us the information that we know so far. Again, it could be more than this, okay? We just know that this is what is known as of right now. As of right now, for the nerfs and the buffs that we have for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, there's two things that have been nerfed so far. The first thing is every move that given instant spark has increased by 1 skill count, and the second thing is false courage also cost 1 more skill count. Now this is very, very good news, especially for the first one on ranked. Especially people have just been getting into the habit of spamming into their sparking state over and over again, and I believe Sparking Zero has made it way too easy to access your sparking state almost immediately. It literally takes away from any type of players to be competitive to any extent at all. So I'm very, very glad that they did actually nerf that. And the second one, false courage, also costs 1 more skill count. That is very, very exciting to see. Another false broken feature that's been added to the game. Now in terms of buff, we do have 1 move as of now. Of course, there also could be more moves that have been buffed, and there also could be more moves that have been nerfed, but as of right now, we do have 1 move that has been buffed, and that is the Saiyan Spirit. Of course, this is an attack that is exclusive to specific Saiyan characters within Sparking Zero, like Bardock, Raditz, Nappa, Z Broly, Vegeta Scouter, Vegeta Z End. So it's very, very exciting to see that. Saiyan Spirit is a move that people wanted to use a lot more often. If you guys don't know, Saiyan Spirit is basically supposed to be sort of like a temporary boost. It gives these Saiyan characters sort of like a power-up, increasing their melee attack power and also increasing their key recovery rate for about 15 to 20 seconds. Now, of course, that is not too broken doing that, especially considering the kind of characters that these characters have been going against, so I don't really have any complaints about that. Now, of course, there are still a lot of things that do need fixing, like the after image strike does still need to be fixed, and there still is no word on there being added key sickness after a sparking state or something like that, so we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm really hoping that they do add something revolving that sometime soon, because yes, these things that they did add are very, very good, but we do need some other major attention on other key aspects about the game. The next thing that we have here is we do have more maps available for split screen, and that is also another beautiful thing that they have brought to the game. If you guys don't know, on Sparking Zero's release, we were only able to do split screen on 1 map, and that 1 map was only the hyperbolic time chamber, and that was very, very unfortunate. I believe the reason why that happened, based off of the producer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, he was basically saying that it was hard to replicate certain features like the auras and the atmosphere changing and stuff like that on split screen specifically, and that made things a little bit harder to keep up with, and it sort of made it feel like if they took their time with releasing the game a little bit more, then maybe we would have had a lot of these things fixed before the game was released. Again, I think a lot of the issues that's been happening with the game is because they refused to release an open beta for everybody to try, but you know, that's a whole other story. But regardless, one of the main images that we do see right here for split screen is the World Martial Arts Tournament map. So we do know that we will have the World Martial Arts Tournament map available for split screen. We also will have the hyperbolic time chamber. Obviously, that was literally what was available to us beforehand, but realistically speaking, I'm just really hoping they just give us access to do split screen on every single map in the game. That's not all though, because it seems as if we are actually going to be getting some updated models for some of the characters that are within Sparking Zero. As you can clearly see on the screen here with Gogeta, this is something that has needed to happen, not specifically with Gogeta, but hopefully they do update some of the character models for more characters that's not just Gogeta, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that there has been some, not big issues, but some small buggy issues with some of the character models. Gogeta Z being one of them. If you guys don't know, with the movie that he was actually in, being Fusion Reborn, he did have a much lighter skin tone compared to the the darker skin tone that he did have within the game. And this sort of skin tone that he does have within the game is sort of meant to be more for GT Goku, or for, you know, the GT era or the GT section, and that's not really what was meant to be for Gogeta Super Saiyan. So it's very, very nice to see that they added a much lighter skin tone to his character design, and it's safe to say that they will be also doing that with a lot more character models within the game. All we know as of right now, though, is that Gogeta's design is the one that does get updated. Do they update GT Gokus or Super Saiyan 4 Gokus or anything like that? Not sure just yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. Last but certainly not least, I think I saved the best for last, to be honest, but this is probably the biggest visual change that you will see in the upcoming patch for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But we do have the character roster to be updated to look a lot more constructed and a lot more organized. So we're going to review this and break it down a little bit, but if you guys are thinking that we have a different visual appeal, like a completely new dynamic for the character roster, then you're wrong. This isn't going to be a character roster that is a lot more similar looking to the way it was within Budokai Tenkaichi 2 or 3 or anything like that. Basically, there's a lot more simplicity, and there's also a lot more organization with this character roster. So if you guys don't know what would usually happen within these old school PlayStation 2 or even early PlayStation 3 Dragon Ball games, whenever you would click on a character, specifically characters that would have different transformations, it would basically show the other transformations as you would click on the characters. For example, as you can see on screen right here, when you click on first form Frieza, you'll see the second form Frieza, the third form Frieza, the fourth form Frieza, and then obviously the full power Frieza. That being said, that is going to be incorporated here within Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So every time you pick on Goku, let's say Goku Z End, then what's going to happen is that it's going to spread its variation and show Goku Z End Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and so on and so forth. If you guys know about Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, then you guys would know how much of a big deal this is, and this does make it a lot more organized. I know that a lot of people have had a lot of complaints about the character roster. The character roster just seemed way too large for it to be all spread apart like that, so it's very good to see that they've added this feature for the game. But yeah, no, that's basically all we have here today. We have not gotten the full patch notes released yet, again, as I've said, so we're just gonna have to wait and see when the full patch notes do drop, because evidently the patch hasn't dropped just yet. It should drop within the next week or two max. I don't think it'll extend longer than 2 weeks, but when it does drop, I'll update you guys here on the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, ring that notification bell if you want to be updated with all types of Dragon Ball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.